Chalo. Finished the motion in straight line? Yes? Started? This one finished, no? This problem? Yeah, then this is finished.
You said relative velocity.
Yes. In a motion a plane only, that is.
Then you should start next time.
Yes. We finished the motion in straight line chapter in the last week only. Relative velocity in motion a plane. Okay, now in plane only we will discuss relative motion in one dimension and then relative motion in two dimension. We will discuss in that chapter only, motion a plane only. And we will do some small revision for the motion in straight line. So, in that first of all, main important things is graphs. Very important. Graphs are very important in motion in straight line. So, first of all, whenever the body is in rest, you want to find out the position and then time graph. Position, time graph, then what happens? How it will be there? Body is in rest, nothing but body is changing its position or not changing? Not changing, so that constant position will be there. The position is not changing. As the time increasing also, position is not changing. That is a position time graph for the body is in rest type of thing. And then next, velocity time graph, VT graph. What happens? Whenever the body is in rest, is there any velocity for the body? There is no velocity, so that 0, nothing will be there, like this we will get. And if you see the acceleration and then time graph, what we will get? Acceleration also 0 only. Then whenever you see the body is moving uniformly, nothing but, what is the constant here? Velocity is constant. Whenever the velocity is constant, at that time the ST graph, how to get the ST graph? What will get? Straight line passing through horizontal. Why? Because the velocity is constant here. Velocity is equals to, what is the formula for us? Displacement by time. Velocity is constant, nothing but displacement by time is constant. Divided by nothing but what will get? Slope we will get. So that whenever you say the slope of ST graph is velocity, you are saying, and also you are saying that velocity is constant. So nothing but what? Slope is constant. If slope is constant, we will get a straight line which is passing through the origin. Wherever you take, the angle theta will be same only. If you take here, everywhere, that will be theta is same only. There is no increase in theta, there is no decrease in theta. Theta is constant. Theta means what? Slope. Slope is constant means velocity is constant. That is only I am taking here. Uniformly, nothing but velocity is constant. And also if you see the velocity and then time graph, VT graph. What I said, velocity is constant means there is no change in velocity. So you will get a straight line like this. There is no increase, there is no decrease, just velocity is constant. Velocity is V only here. Like this we will get. Then acceleration and then time graph. Whenever the velocity is constant, what is the acceleration? Acceleration is 0. Why? Because acceleration is equal to what? Change in velocity by time only, not total time only. So the change in velocity, if I say velocity is constant, nothing but change will be how much? 0 change. 0 change means 0 acceleration. So acceleration is 0 here. Like that we will get. And also we have seen that uniformly accelerated, nothing but which is constant here? Acceleration is constant. Whenever you got the acceleration is constant, mainly what will come into the picture? Kinematical equations. Okay, those will be there whenever the acceleration is constant. So what are the equations we got? S is equals to ut plus half at square, v is equals to u plus at, and then v square minus u square is equals to 2as. And of course the displacement in nth second Sn is equals to, what is the formula? U plus half a into 2n minus 1. I said to remember this one same like this only, u plus half into a, everything is common, and then instead of t square you will get 2n minus 1, that's it. So here these are the 4 kinematical equations, basic kinematical equations. Whenever the body is having the uniform acceleration and it is starting from rest, nothing but u is equals to how much? 0. Whenever the u is 0, this will become 0, this is become 0, this one becomes 0. Then what will get? S is equals to half at square. Half at square nothing but, I said acceleration is what already? Acceleration is constant. So S is equals to half at square. Then half is constant, acceleration is constant, everything is constant here. S is directly proportional to t square. Y is directly proportional to x square. What will get which graph will get? Parabola. Y is directly proportional to x square, nothing but you will get the parabola. So here also on the y axis who is there? S. On the x axis t. So that S is directly proportional to t square. Otherwise y is directly proportional to x square. Simply you have to get the parabola with increasing slope like this. Right? This is the graph of whenever the acceleration is constant, then ST graph is this one. Parabola. Why? Because y is directly proportional to x square. That is what you have to see mainly. And also you have to get to know that in the mathematics y is directly proportional to x square means that is the equation of parabola. Then velocity and then time graph. What is the relation between velocity and time here? V is equals to u plus at. In that u becomes how much? 0. V is equals to at. V is equals to at. A is what I said already? Constant. Then what I can write? V is directly proportional to t. Directly proportional nothing but what will get? Straight line passing through origin, and then directly proportional to nothing but constant slope we will get. As I increase the V, then what happens? T also increases. Otherwise we can even say here A is equals to, what is the formula we will get here? V by T. A is V by T, and also what I am saying here, A is constant. A is constant and then A is V by T. Nothing but which is there here? V by T nothing but slope. Division nothing but what I said, division means slope, multiplication nothing but area you have to take. So that acceleration is constant means slope is constant. As the slope is constant, then what happens? You will get a straight line like this without change in the theta. Okay, that is a VT graph. Then AT graph, acceleration and then time graph. What I said, acceleration is constant. So acceleration is constant nothing but there is no change in the acceleration. Just we will get the acceleration constant parallel to the time axis. As the time increases also, there is no change in the acceleration. That is about whenever u is equals to 0. And also, if u is not equals to 0, same case again, acceleration is constant again, u is not equals to 0, then what will get ST graph as? See, S is equals to ut plus half at square. If you don't take this relation, if you don't take ut, then what will get? S is equals to half at square. Then S is directly proportional to t square. That is parabolic equation. We are getting some additional value for the parabola. That is what? Ut here. So that what happens? Nothing but you will get same parabola only again, but you will get with more slope. Slope will be more as compared to this one. Both are same only. Both are parabolas. Here nobody is there. Just S is equals to half at square. But here we are having some additional value. How much that is? Ut is there. So that only we will get more bending for the parabola. Then velocity time graph. VT graph. V is equals to u plus at. How to get that? It will start from the origin, otherwise other value na. Some other value, that is how much means u here. Like this, that's it. However, after u what happening? V is directly proportional to t only. V is directly proportional to t nothing but you have to get the straight line only, but it is not passing through the origin, it is passing through some other value. What is that value? U here. Yes sir. Then acceleration and then time graph. Is there any change in that? Acceleration is however what? It is constant only. So that acceleration is constant. That's it. Then whenever you see the retarded motion, for the retarded motion acceleration will be what? Negative, and also acceleration is constant here. Whenever acceleration is negative, how to get the ST graph? Open parabola na closing parabola na? Closing parabola. Decreasing slope we will get. Why? Because S is equals to, what is the formula? Ut minus half at square. Minus nothing but decreasing slope. Here what happening? Slope is increasing. See that? Slope is keep on increasing here. Here what will get? Nothing but because we got here minus, so that we will get as decreasing parabola. Decreasing parabola, nothing but like this we will get. Okay. Then after that, VT graph. What is the formula for the VT? V is equals to U minus AT. U minus AT, nothing but here slope is increasing. Slope is not increasing, by the way positive slope we will get. Here which slope is there? Negative slope. Negative slope, nothing but like this we will get. Again it is starting from where? U only, not from the origin. If U is becoming 0 means then it will be what? Starting from the origin. But is it possible? If U is 0, how A can be negative? Can you say that U is 0, nothing but A can be negative? When A is negative? When the velocity decreases. Whenever the velocity is decreasing from V to U, then only acceleration is negative. It cannot start from the origin. Understand, right? U cannot be 0 whenever the A is negative. From some other value only, let me take from 10 meter per second only, it has to become 0 meter per second. Then only acceleration is negative. You cannot decrease, you cannot move with negative speed, no. Velocity can be negative as per the direction, but the speed cannot be negative. Can you say that you are moving on the bike with a minus 10 meter per second? You cannot say that. Nothing but speed cannot be negative. Velocity is negative. How the velocity is negative? That is just based on the direction. Whenever you take the, for example, I am moving in this direction, I am moving towards the east. If I change my direction to the west, nothing but I am moving with minus 10 meter per second I cap, like that I will put. Minus I cap, nothing but I am not going towards the east, I am going towards the west. I am saying about only direction. But magnitude of velocity is what? Always positive and greater than 0. It might be 0 or greater than 0, but it cannot be negative. Why? Because the magnitude of velocity, what we can say, this is the speed only, no? Magnitude of velocity is speed. Magnitude of velocity, nothing but speed, can be 0 or greater than 0. It cannot be less than 0. Understand? And modulus, we are putting the modulus, meaning is what? Minus is becoming plus. After minus is becoming plus, how can you say that it will be less than 0? Understand, right? So that whenever the velocity is some value, from that you are decreasing means acceleration is negative. From 0 you cannot decrease the speed. So that there is always in retardation, nothing but the value should be greater than 0 only. The velocity or speed should be greater than 0 only. So only it is starting from here. You cannot say that from here to here I will draw like this. Understand, right? Then AT graph, acceleration and then time graph. How to get that? Acceleration and time graph. What I said, acceleration is negative and constant. Positive means along the y-axis, negative nothing but in which direction? Along negative y-axis. Negative y-axis, nothing but like this we will get, that is minus A. Retarded motion. Understand, right? These are the different graphs already we have discussed, and also we have discussed that v square minus u square is equals to 2as also. Stopping distance concept, very very important. I said always whenever they said brakes are applied, body stopped, body is retarded, then what do you have to do? Final velocity becomes how much? 0, and acceleration becomes what? Negative, and there s is equals to what we will get? U square by 2a. U square by 2a is the formula, and then in that we have seen the number of Plancks also. Whenever I say 11.2, n is equals to 11.2, how many number of Plancks are required? 12 Plancks. More than 11.2 Plancks are required, nothing but 11 is finished. In which one it is travelling again? 0.2 distance, 12th Planck. So how many Plancks are required means here 12 Plancks are required, and then we have seen that velocity becomes 1/20th of original velocity. This kind of problems and all we have seen. That is a stopping distance concept. And also one more, in this main based on that formula we will get main differential equations. Till now whatever we discussed, acceleration is constant or variable? Constant acceleration. Whenever the acceleration is variable, A is equals to, general formula is what? dv by dt. Instead of dt, what you have to write? I want to get the relation between the area, acceleration and then displacement. How to write that? A is equals to dv by dt, and then dv is equals to what I can write? V is equals to ds by dt. So that ds is equals to what I can write? Dt is equals to what I can write? ds by v. Dt is equals to ds by v. Then substitute dt here. Then a is equals to dv by ds by v. Then what is the formula? Main formula is v into dv by ds. We have seen different differential equations for this. A is equals to v into dv by ds. Okay, that is one of the important formula in this. Those are the basic kinematics we have discussed. And then after that, what we have discussed? Motion under gravity. I am revising because again DPP will have on the same chapter. Now one more thing, if I give velocity and time graph, different graph I have given like this I have given for example. Now I want to find out the displacement, then what I have to do? Area under the curve we have to take. Why? Because the displacement is equals to what is the formula? Velocity into time. Velocity into time nothing but multiplication. Whenever you get the multiplication, what you have to take? Area under the curve you have to consider. Okay. If I ask the acceleration from this, what you have to consider? Slope. A is equals to v by t divided by nothing but what you have to get? Slope. Multiplication means area. Yes, sir. Now, if I say acceleration and then displacement graph asking the velocity. If body is starting from 0. Given acceleration and then displacement graph, ax graph otherwise as graph, asking the velocity, how to get that? Oh, that might be anything here like this. What do you have to do? Under root 2as. That's correct. V square minus u square is equals to how much? 2as. I said u is equals to how much? 0. Then v square is equals to 2as. Then v is equals to under root 2as. See this a into s. A into s nothing but what you have to do? Area under the curve. So that under root 2 into area of as graph. Clear? This is also one of the important model. Then after that we have discussed the motion under gravity. For motion under gravity, we have seen the different cases. For that, first of all, a body is being projected vertically upwards, not from the top of a tower, from the ground to ground projection. Then what you need to consider here? U is how much? U is 0 na, not 0 na? Not 0. U is equals to not 0. Then what happens? After reaching the maximum height, V is equals to how much? 0. After reaching the maximum height, here velocity becomes how much? 0. But also, whenever you see this, whenever it is going in upward direction, what is the time taken from ground to maximum height? Time of ascent, that is maximum height to ground, that is time of descent. Total time will be how much? Time of flight. That time of flight will be time of ascent plus time of descent we have to take. And also, we will use the basic kinematical equations. We will get the H max formula. What is the H max formula? U square by 2g. Whenever it is reaching the maximum height, at that time velocity becomes 0. From the formula v square minus u square is equals to 2as. Then u becomes how much? I'm sorry. V becomes 0. V becomes 0 minus u square is equals to 2 into a is what? Minus g, because we are throwing in upward direction. G is acting in which direction? Downward direction. So that minus g, it is reaching the maximum height h. Then minus gets cancelled. H is equals to u square by 2g. That is what we will get. And also if I say the time of ascent, v is equals to u plus at. Why we have to take this formula only? Because we have to get the time of ascent. Either we can take s is equals to ut plus half at square, but there we don't know the displacement, so directly I will take v is equals to u plus at. This is the simplest formula. Why? Because velocity becomes how much there? At maximum height velocity becomes 0. So that v becomes 0, then u is equals to what we will get here? Gt, time of ascent, Ta is equals to u by g. Of course, u is equals to minus at only, but a value is how much? Minus g. Minus of minus g becomes what? Plus g only. Time of ascent is u by g. Time of ascent means from where to where? Ground to maximum height. And then maximum height to ground. Time of descent. From here to here, I am going with same speed. Speed is decreasing by going upwards. Then same distance only or different distance? Same distance, h max and then h max only. So same distance, same speed, nothing but what will get? Time of ascent is equals to time of descent. For example, from here to that wall, I am moving with the same speed and also returning also same speed. I will take same time, otherwise different times, same time only. So the time of ascent is equals to time of descent. Total time of path you have to take. Time of flight, what is that? T is equals to time of ascent plus time of descent, that will be how much? 2u by g. That is the total time of flight we have discussed. Anything else after that? Vertically projected body, time of flight, h max, and then time of descent, everything is that only. Anything else? Kinematics, equations, kinematical equations. What will get here? S is equals to ut plus half at square. For this, what will get the equation here? H is equals to ut minus half gt square. Why? Because a becomes what? Minus g. And then v is equals to u plus at. For that, v is equals to what will get? U minus gt. And then whenever you see, if this v is becoming as 0, then this t becomes what? If v becomes 0, then t becomes what? Time of ascent, where the velocity is 0 at maximum height, ground to maximum height, time of ascent will get. Then v square minus u square is equals to 2as if you consider, then v square minus u square is equals to 2 into minus 2 into g into h we will get. Those are the different equations we will get. And also after that, whenever the body is falling freely falling body nothing but, for example, if I say from the height h, the body is falling freely, initial velocity becomes how much? 0 is the initial velocity. Whenever the initial velocity is 0, then very easy that kinematical equations you have to write. First one, h is equals to what will you get? Just half gt square. Why? Because ut becomes how much? 0. Then v is equals to what will you get? 0 plus gt. However, v is equals to u plus at, no? In the place of u, what will write? 0. So that v is equals to gt. Also, v square minus u square nothing but minus 0 becomes 2gh. And also here h is equals to v square by 2g you can write, otherwise v is equals to under root 2gh. What is this v here? Striking velocity. Final velocity nothing but, with what final velocity it is hitting the ground, no? With that velocity it is hitting the ground. It is hitting the ground nothing but, that is a striking velocity of the body whichever we have taken. So that v is equals to under root 2gh. And also one more striking velocity formula is there in terms of what? Time. What is that? V is equals to gt. What is the time taken to travel height h? Time taken to fall. See, t is equals to under root what I can write? 2h by g. T is equals to under root 2h by g. This is the time taken to fall from the height h. Otherwise, time taken to hit the ground is what? T is equals to v by g you can consider. Anything is correct only, but you have to see the problem, what they have given, which components they have given, what formula you have to use. Here we have for the velocity we have two formulas, for the time also we have two formulas. But the thing is, you have to identify which formula you have to use, what they have given, which we have to use. That is very important. These are the things we have discussed in the freely falling body. Next, after that, we have seen that whenever the body is projected in downward direction with velocity u, then what are the kinematical equations you will get? H is equals to, we are projecting nothing but what will get? Ut plus half gt square. Nothing is changing. Downwards nothing but g will be what? Plus only, obvious. So that h is equals to ut plus half gt square. Then what will get? V is equals to u plus gt, and then v square minus u square is equals to what will get? 2gh. Nothing is changing here. V square minus u square is equals to 2gh. Everything, see, don't confuse that upwards positive, otherwise downwards negative, that and all. You just have to take that from where we are projecting is important. We are projecting from the top of a tower. So everything you have to measure from here only. This one you have to consider as origin. And then everything you have to take as positive only. Once you have started from the ground, nothing, but this one you have to take the origin. From the origin, we are throwing in upward direction, but the naturally g is acting in which direction? Downward direction. So only we will take g as negative there. But g is acting in downward direction, and also we are just throwing in downward direction, so that both are in the downward direction only. So g is positive in this both cases. Okay. Next, vertically projected from the top of a tower. Last topic we have seen that. So vertically projected from the top of a tower. This is what we have seen. That is u. Yes. Now whenever the body is thrown vertically upwards from here, then what happens? It will reach to the maximum height and then it will fall down. So what is the total displacement of the body? If I take h is the height of the tower. H minus h? Minus h. Minus h. Why? Because you are projecting from here. From here you are projecting. This is your origin. From origin you are getting in downward direction, of course. Yes, we are measuring in this direction, nothing but there is a positive we will take, and then measuring in downward direction gives you what? Negative. However, the displacement nothing but what? Final position minus initial position. So this is the final position. This one is the initial position. What is remaining here? H is remaining, of course. So that what will get here? For example, it is moving plus x in this direction, nothing but in this direction what will be there? Minus x. And in this direction plus h, if I assume, then this direction will be minus h. That's it. This x gets cancelled. What is remaining for us? Minus h is remaining. And also in that, the main formula to find out the time of flight, s is equals to, what is the formula we have to use? ut plus half at square. This is very important. So displacement, final displacement is how much? Minus h. Minus h is equals to ut plus half into a is what? G na minus g na? Minus g. We are projecting in which direction? Upward direction. So that here minus g t square. Then final equation what will get? H is equals to minus ut plus half gt square. And I said you one important shortcut formula for the t. Do you remember that? T is equals to, you have to take t is equals to velocity by acceleration. Which velocity? Two velocities are there. One is u, another is v. Then acceleration is what? G here. So that what we can consider u plus v by g. U plus v by g. So that u plus, what is the v value? Under root u square plus 2gh by g. That is a shortcut method I said to remember the total time of flight for the vertically thrown body from the top of a tower. Okay. That is s is equals to ut plus, everything will be based on this only. Almost everything will be based on this formula only. Either you have to find out the height of the tower or time of flight. This is what we have discussed in the motion under gravity. Next, relative motion. Motion in a plane. Motion in a plane. In that, first relative motion. Leave 2 pages. Leave 2 pages. If any important problems are there, I will teach later on. And also very important problem is there, one model, whenever the bodies are meeting together or colliding with each other, what you have to consider? Height is same. Height is same, no? Whenever the bodies are colliding with each other, then what happens? Their position will be same from the ground. So that height is equals to h1 is equals to h2. One is thrown vertically upwards, another is just dropped. Then what happens? They are meeting in the midway. Whenever they are meeting, nothing but from the ground, what is the distance between my hands? Nothing, 0. From the ground, what is the height? Both are same height or different heights? Same height. So that h1 is equals to h2 you have to consider. h1 is of course, h1 is equals to h2. h1 is vertically projected, h2 is dropping downward direction. So that what will get here? Vertically projected, nothing but ut minus half gt square is equals to this one will be just half gt square. Of course, t1 here, t2 here. Okay, that is how you will get the t1 t2 relation, and also we have solved so many problems based on this concept. Very, very important. Whenever the bodies are colliding in midway, otherwise they are meeting each other. And also one more thing we have discussed. Whenever the body is projected upwards at time t, after 2 seconds another body is projected in upward direction. What you have to take? What's the time here? After 2 seconds, nothing but t minus 2. That's very important. That might be, they might be leaving from the top of a tower, it is might be freely falling, otherwise you are throwing in upward direction. After some time, nothing but it is losing time. It is having less time, nothing but what you have to take? T minus that many seconds whatever they have given. That is also one of the important model we have discussed. And now motion in a plane, next chapter. Motion in a plane. In that first, relative motion. Relative motion. Yes. With respect to me, you people are in rest, otherwise you are moving bodies. With respect to me, rest only. Na? For example, I am going into space and then I am looking at you. You people are in motion, you are doing the uniform circular motion. Why? Because whenever I am going into other planet, then what happening? Earth is rotating obviously. Earth is revolving around itself and then it is revolving around the sun. So that what happens? Nothing but you will have the motion. Or wherever I am standing there, from there if I look at you, you are just moving, you are just spinning around yourself and then you are moving around the sun also. I can say like that. For example, if I see the vehicle on the road, then that is in rest, otherwise moving. Moving only, na, obviously. If that driver is seeing at me, then what happens? I am in rest, otherwise I am also moving. Listen properly what I am asking. Here I am looking at one auto. Okay, I am just standing at the window and then I am looking at one auto. Then that auto is moving already. So that what I say, with respect to me, the auto is moving. The driver is moving in towards the chowtry, like that I will say. And also if that driver has seen me, then what he will say? That is what? I am at rest, otherwise I am moving. Moving. Rest. Any other answer? Dancing like that? Nothing, no? So I am also moving with respect to him. Okay, why? Because whenever you are sitting in a bus, you are looking at the shop, then what will feel? You are moving forward or shop is moving backward? Shop is moving backward. I am not moving anywhere, I am sitting here only, but the shop is moving backward. Like that you will think, no? That is just what hallucination. Okay, we will just assume like that. But in reality what happening? You also moving, that person also moving, everybody is moving only. But what we will think? Nothing but I am in rest. Yes, we are just relaxing in the class, we are sitting and then we are listening the class. But what happened? You are just rotating, you keep on rotating only. Understand, right? So whenever if I observe a person A is there here, he is moving with velocity v. Let me take that is VA. Then a person B is in rest. Then What B will say, what A will say. What B will say first of all? A is moving in which direction? Forward, otherwise this one will be east direction, otherwise positive x axis. B will say that velocity of A with respect to B. With respect to B, nothing but who is observer here? B is observer. The students with respect to me listening the class. With respect to me, nothing but who is observing here? I am observing or you are observing? I am observing. I am observing you and then I am describing yourself. I am describing that students are so and so, students are sitting so and so place and then they are listening the class. If I am saying about you, nothing but I observed already. Whenever I observed, I am the observer, you will be the object. Understand, right? So that here, who is saying, who is describing? B is describing. B is describing about A. And listen, whoever did not present for the motion in straight line, don't worry, nothing is related. Nothing is related except the kinematical equations. Already you might be know from the 8th class only, 8th, 9th class only. So that except that, nothing is related here. Don't worry about that chapter and then this chapter and all. You just listen everything freshly. Okay. Now, relative velocity is not at all related. Relative motion is not at all related. At least projectile motion will be related somewhat, but the relative motion and also circular motion will be there. Uniform circular motion, nothing is related. This little vectors concept will come, that I will explain however. Then here B is describing about A. B is describing about A, nothing but who is observer now as per us? B is observer and then A is the object. A is object and then B is observer. B is describing with respect to me. With respect to B, A is moving in positive x axis. So that velocity of A with respect to B. What is the velocity of A with respect to B? What B is saying? A is moving towards the positive x axis. With what velocity? VA velocity. VA along the positive x axis, so that VA I cap. Velocity of A with respect to B. Here with respect to B, B is the observer. Okay. Then velocity of B with respect to A. What A will think? What A will think? B is moving in backward direction. With the same velocity or different velocity? Same velocity of whatever he is having. You are understanding, right? So that what I can write? I can write that B is moving along negative x axis. Negative x axis nothing but minus I cap, of course. Then is he having any speed here? No speed. So that what he will think? Nothing but he will think that I am in rest. Whenever he is in rest, where this velocity will go? Velocity will go to the B. Otherwise, I said you stopping method. How to stop? Bus and then man method I said. What you have to do? You have to stop the bus, nothing but you have to apply the force in opposite direction. For example, you are only saying that what A will feel, nothing but A will feel that I am in rest, B is moving. You are sitting in a train. You cannot predict the motion of the train, no? Whenever you are sitting in a train, if your train is in rest, other train is moving, then what you will think? Other train is in rest only, we are only moving forward. Have you ever experienced that? Yes. So what happens? Nothing but we will assume that the same velocity only we have taken. Understand, right? So that here A is describing. What A is describing? A is describing that I am in rest, B is moving. But who will give the velocity for B? A only. The same velocity we will assume. I want to stop A. So that what I have to do? I have to apply the same velocity in opposite direction. Same velocity in opposite direction. So VA. Then what happens? A is in what now? He is in rest. Here forward VA and then backward also VA. Both are getting cancelled or not? Both are getting cancelled. Then what I can say? A is in rest now. Then if you apply the velocity VA for the A, means you have to apply the same velocity for B also, na? So that I have applied a velocity, whatever I applied here, the same velocity I have to apply here. I am applying in which direction? Opposite direction, negative x axis. So that what A will feel, nothing but A is feeling that B is moving with a VA only, but in which direction? Opposite direction. Understand, right? Otherwise, standard relative motion equations are VAB. What is the formula? VAB is equals to VA minus VB. VA minus VB, and also VBA is equals to VB minus VA. VB minus VAB nothing but VA minus VB. Velocity of A with respect to B, VA minus VB. Velocity of B with respect to A, VB minus VA. Now you substitute in the same values again. VAB, velocity of A is how much? VA. Velocity of the B is how much? 0. So that what will get here? VA only. We are getting the same answer or not? VAB. Otherwise VBA. VBA, in VBA, VB is how much? 0. So that what will get here? Minus VA. Same minus VA or not? Yes, you understand, right? So you can either apply the formula VAB is equals to VA minus VB. Otherwise you can apply the general method also. Whenever the first thing is B is in rest, I am saying that B is in rest. For example, I am standing here, you are just moving in this direction. So you are A and then I am B. Then velocity of A with respect to B. What I will tell that? I will tell that I am standing here. So in front of me a student is moving along the positive x-axis. With what velocity is moving? VA velocity. Student velocity only, of course. VA velocity is moving in forward direction, otherwise positive x-axis. So that I said like this and then I have written like that only. Velocity of the student is how much? VA. Moving in which direction? X-axis. I am standing and then I am observing. That is what I have written here, VA I cap. And then velocity of B, nothing but what is my velocity with respect to the student. What he will feel? Nothing but he will feel that okay, student is in rest but madam is moving in backward direction. Understand, right? For example, I am not looking at any sides, I am just looking at this place, and then if I am moving like this, nothing but as per my imagination, you people are moving in backward direction. Understand, right? So that what student will think that? Student will think that I am in rest but madam is moving in backward direction. So with what velocity she is moving? She don't have any velocity. So what we will do? Nothing but we will acquire the student velocity only, so that we will move in backward direction. So that I am acquiring the student velocity. What is the student velocity in reality? VA is the student velocity. VA I acquired, but I am moving in which direction? Opposite direction. So that negative minus VA I cap. Either you can follow either the formula, otherwise you can use the general method also, but you should get the same answer. And also this one is stopping method. This is very, very important in this concept. Relative velocity, otherwise relative acceleration, anything. So in this concept this is very, very important. You have to stop some body. For example, two bodies are, one body, let me take P and then another is Q. Q is moving with VP. I want to get P in rest. So that what I have to do? What I have to do? I have to apply the same velocity in backward direction. For example, some student is running in this direction. So I want to stop him. Then what I have to do? I have to apply the same velocity in opposite direction, so that I can make him to come to rest. So that VP is there in the right side direction, nothing but what you have to do? VP in the left side you apply. Both the velocities are applying, then he will come to the rest, of course. So you cannot apply only for one body. That is our imagination, na? We are doing that. So that whatever we are doing on the left side, we have to do on the right side also. So both the bodies have to satisfy, so that we have to apply the VA in this direction also. Yes sir, the VP, I am sorry, VP. Understand, right? So this is a very, very important method we will use in all of the problems almost. Very, very important, very shortcut method. Instead of doing all the formulas and all without finding the this one directions and then magnitudes and all, this will be very easy method we will use in so many problems. What right? Shreyas, full busy? No? Yes, relative motion, huh? Write that. The motion of one body described by other body then then the described motion is relative motion between the two bodies. Relative motion between the two bodies. In the next line, if a body capital A is moving with velocity VA, and another body B is moving with velocity VB. Then the velocity of A with respect to B, that is VAB bar, is equals to, what is the general formula? VAB bar nothing but VA minus VB, VA bar minus VB bar. In the next line, the velocity of B with respect to A, that is VBA bar is equals to VB minus VA, So if you see here, VAB bar is equals to what I am writing here, VA bar minus VB bar. Whenever you see these two vectors, of course velocity is vector only. The relative velocity of A with respect to B is VA minus VB. VA bar minus VB bar nothing but this is addition of vectors or subtraction of vectors? Subtraction of vectors. For example, if it is addition of vector, then what happens? What is the magnitude of the resultant? R bar is equals to, if I say R is equals to A bar plus B bar, then what is the modulus of R bar? Under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Correct? A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Whenever addition of vectors I have taken. If I take subtraction of vectors, what will get here? Minus 2AB cos theta. First one is A plus B whole square formula, second one is A minus B whole square formula. So the A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. This is what the resultant whenever the subtraction of vectors are there. Here also VAB bar is equals to what we are getting? VA minus VB. Subtraction or not? Subtraction of two vectors. So that modulus of VAB is equals to what we will get here? Modulus of VAB is equals to under root VA square then plus VB square then minus 2VA VB cos theta. Not plus, that is minus. Why? Because here we are getting the subtraction of vectors. So to VA square plus V square VB square minus 2VA VB cos theta. Instead of A and B, what we are having here? VA and VB. Okay. Now, when the bodies are, first case, when the bodies are moving in the same direction, VA and VB are in the same direction, then VAB is equals to what we got? VA minus VB. What's the angle between them? Theta is equals to how much? 0, right? Whenever the bodies are moving in the same direction, angle is how much? Theta is equals to 0 degrees. Cos 0 is equals to how much? 1. So that what is the magnitude of VAB we will get? Magnitude of VAB bar is equals to what we will get? Under root VA square plus VB square minus 2 VA VB cos 0 degrees. Cos 0 degrees how much? 1. Then what is the formula we will get here? VA minus VB whole square will get. So that square and then root gets cancelled. What is remaining here? VA minus VB. Bar or without bar? Without bar. Why? Because square you have done here. You have done square. Square for the vector nothing but what will get here? Magnitude will get. So that just that is VA minus VB. Then whenever the bodies are moving in opposite directions, VA is there in the right side direction and then VB is there in the left side direction. What is the angle between them? Theta is equals to how much? Theta is equals to 180. Theta is equals to 180. Cos 180 is how much? Minus 1. Cos 180 is minus 1. So that modulus of VAB bar is equals to what we will get here? Under root VA square plus VB square minus 2 VA VB cos 180 minus 1. So that which formula we will get here? VA plus VB. VA plus VB whole square, of course root and then square gets cancelled. Then what will get here? Just VA plus VB only. Understand, right? Whenever the bodies are moving in the same direction, what will get? Subtraction will get. Whenever the bodies are moving opposite directions, that might be either approaching or receding. Approaching nothing but, see this hand is moving along which axis? Positive x-axis. Approaching nothing but this has to move along which direction? Negative x-axis. So both are approaching towards each other, moving in opposite direction towards each other. So what is the angle between them? 180 degrees. Now if you see like this, both are moving in this same direction. What is the angle between the thumbs? 0 degrees. Now both are approaching towards each other. What is the angle between them? 180 degrees. Both are receding each other. 180 degrees. Receding nothing but separating from each other. At that time, both are moving in opposite directions. This is moving along positive x-axis. This one is moving along the negative x-axis. So that theta is equals to how much? 180. Then the modulus becomes what? Addition of the vectors. Addition of the magnitudes. Whenever you take in the same direction, that will be subtraction of the magnitudes we will get. For example, if both are moving in perpendicular to each other, third case, A is moving in this direction and B is moving in upward direction. Both are moving perpendicular to each other. At that time what will get? Modulus of VAB is equals to, what is the angle between them? Theta is equals to 90. If theta is 90, cos 90 is how much? 0. Then modulus of VAB is equals to VA square plus VB square minus 2 VA VB cos 90. Cos 90 nothing but how much? 0. Nothing will be there. So that what will get here? Under root VA square plus VB square. See that whenever you see here R bar is equals to A bar minus B bar, I said. A bar minus B bar nothing but R bar is what? Resultant vector, no? If I take A is there in this direction and then B is there in this direction, then where you will get the R bar? Diagonal only, na? As per the parallelogram law of vectors, whenever tail to tail configuration is there, where you will get the resultant? You will get the resultant in the diagonal. This is the R bar we have taken. So that R bar is equals to A bar plus B bar. This is our general addition of the vectors. So here what I am getting here, R bar is equals to A bar minus B bar. If I say VAB bar is equals to VA bar minus VB bar. What is the meaning of VAB bar here? Can I say this is the resultant? Can I say VAB is the resultant? See here, I equated or not? See here, modulus of R bar, here I have taken modulus of VAB bar. So that can I say that VAB bar is the resultant? Yes. Then if I say, in the third case, if I say A is moving, already we have taken the same directions, A is moving in this direction and then B is moving in the upward direction, VB. Then where you will get the resultant? You will get the resultant in diagonally like this. That is what? VAB. VAB is the resultant. So as per the Pythagoras law, whenever you see this is the hypotenuse, then this is the opposite and then this is adjacent. So that VAB bar is equals to what I can write? VAB is equals to Pythagoras law. Hypotenuse is equals to under root side square plus side square only, na? So that under root, one of the side square is VA square, another side square is VB square. Same answer or not we got? Understand it clearly? So wherever you get the resultant nothing but the velocity of A with respect to B, nothing but they are describing about the resultant velocity. Might be apply any law, that might be parallelogram law, otherwise triangle law, that is a resultant velocity. Everybody is there in the class? Yes. No, everybody is there, but mind is not there, they are sleeping, happily relaxed. What's the time? So take break. You are not in the class. If I do also not, nobody is listening first of all. Will you write at least? Yes, write these two cases at least. These two has finished now already? Write special cases then. ಏನು ವಿನಿತಾ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ನೇತ್ರಾಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ಇವರು ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು